Hi, let's go for a ride. There is two kinds of mountain bike riders. The ones that are going to Moab and the ones that are going back to Moab. Maybe there's other kinds, but it's okay to be wrong. This week we're starting a series about an outright magical place. About a gem in the desert of southern Utah, a mountain bike mecca. About a place that, despite what this dumpster fire of a year wants us to believe, shows us that life can still be pretty sweet if you know where to look. And this shall be the motto, if you will, of this series. It's not all shit in 2020, there is still this place. Welcome to Moab, Part 1. Never in my life, as a YouTuber and before, have I missed a drone more. The landscape begging to be drowned in superlatives. The open, vast expanse of the high desert. The dramatic rims, rock formations and canyons carved by water and wind.
Ooh, exposure.
On my next trip, I promise you all and myself some breathtaking aerial footage. This time, however, I wanted to put my toes in the water. The first two rides I didn't even bring a camera. I just wanted to acclimate and take it all in and frankly just go for a ride. But then I pulled the trigger and booked a shuttle all the way to the top of BURRO Pass trailhead to ride what is possibly one of the most famous MTB routes out there, a string of trails called the Whole Enchilada. Not to be confused with a trail that goes by the same name, which is a blue drop of 1 mile. The route, in all its glory, goes on for more than 27 miles, with 1,300 feet of climbing and 7,800 feet of descent. It runs through all major biomes in the region and provides not only stunning views, but also some of the most thrilling rides I've ever done. It also provides, and here is where I fully expect people to gasp audibly because I'm being critical of such an icon of a ride, one of the most gruesome and sheer endless cheap roads to string it all together, I guess. Plus a fat, bumped down, double track fire road where we lose well too much elevation on something not all that attractive, reaching my top speeds there notwithstanding. But let's start at the top, shall we? After an hour in the car, it starts, like everything that's good, with sheer pain. BURRO Pass is at its beginning one brutal climb from 10 to 11,000 feet over 1.5 miles.
Welcome to today's episode of mountain climbing with a bicycle. In this week's installment of Why Do I Like This, we're doing this at above 10,000 feet.
That boy needs therapy.
If you're not natively from Machu Picchu or are, a Sherpa in your day job, you'll suffer. You will hurt. You'll ask yourself hard-hitting questions about your life choices. You'll think you've smoked a pack of cigarettes in the shuttle up. Or you could take your time. But that's of course crazy talk. Pain and pleasure. Through alpine woods and along the flank of bare rock mountains, we'll slowly snake up to the top of it all. A saddle between Haystack Mountain and Man's Peak.
I guess there's a shortcut over there, in case this isn't steep and loose enough for you. But if I'm not mistaken, then this up there could be the top. And I really, really don't want to be mistaken. Made it! Why do I like this?
That boy needs therapy. Lie down on the couch.
You'll like it in a few minutes.
Why am I like this?
It's not a mountain bike ride unless there's some hike bike.
Let's take a good breather, put our pads on, drink water, have a snack, because we're about to drop into some insanely fun riding. We'll forget altogether that we're in a desert as we descend our first 2,000 feet.
Oh, nice.
Pretty fast and flowy through super narrow, steep single track. Along a murmuring creek. And into sheer endless birch woods. A brief fire road connector later, and after another short climb, we arrive at Hazard County Trail. A blue break from the tech and nothing but sheer speedy fun. Through small berms, a few alternative jumps and some rock gardens, we're bombing down another 1,200 feet, and we'll have to be careful to not miss out entirely on the views as we spot, coming out of the woods, the desert expanse in front of us for the first time. Unfortunately, my battery died, and I had a herd of beginner riders right behind me, so I didn't want to stop and change it. The regrets run strong. I'm sorry, but there is traffic on that thing. After that, we're crossing a road and take on KOKOPELLI.
KOKOPELLI.
A double-track fire road, where we'll clock our top speeds at around 35 miles an hour. It's only 3 miles and we're dropping another 1,000 feet, and boy does it go quick.
Oh, Jesus.
I was by myself at that point, and there's a couple of spots where it looks like the trail branches off, and I didn't want to miss a turn, so I stopped a couple of times and had to check the map and things. Turns out the turn off to stay en route is entirely unmissable, so just let go of the brakes, fly down this thing, you'll know when it's over. And then we're at the rim. It's not a shipping company, it's the Upper Porcupine single track.
And this, underneath me here, is rim material.
And we're in for some fun, at times quite technical, and at others super flowy trail riding.
Roll over a bunch of slick rock.
With no noteworthy climb or descent, but absolutely noteworthy views. It was getting a little silly, to be honest. I wanted to stop every 10 seconds and catch the view and take a photo. It's a great spot to take a break, or lunch even. I just wanted to keep going because it gets better around every corner. Adrenaline is one hell of a drug. It's entirely unreal. As we snake along the rim, hobble over massive boulders and weave through some gnarly rock gardens.
A little sketch.
The views on the right are nothing but ridiculous. The sensory overflow is real. It connects with UPS lower, much of the same with, as it seems, ever so slightly increasing difficulty.
Oh, the junk. Woo. Oh, more junk.
an excellent opportunity to practice our bike handling and control skills.
No dab.
While always having the perfect excuse to stop, take a break, and soak up the views.
UPS lower, so that's upper Porcupine single track lower section. I mean, it's probably the elevation, but did the naming department maybe have a bit of a moment there?
And then we have a choice. A slightly longer pro line called the Notch, or a shorter feature, still double black, called the SINOTCH.
Yeah, definitely the elevation. I didn't do the Notch because the SINOTCH is infamous. Notch. Oh, I know what this is.
It's basically two rather technical switchbacks back to back, the first being a bit of a line puzzle.
Because it's basically a massive step down over this, what is a waterfall? And honestly, it doesn't look that hard. I had to go ahead and say that. Ka-dunk, ka-dunk, go around, ka-dunk, 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 ka-dunk.
And the other may be some of the steepest things I've ever ridden. Like the Nordschleife, every trail worth its money has a YouTube corner. This is the Enchiladas YouTube corner.
To my shame, I still don't know how to endo turn, and I'm not sure how to negotiate the second corner without that skill.
And run here, run here, run here, run here.
Unless you want to pull a hop 180 on a full suspension mountain bike on the side of a cliff, which, sure, let me get right on that. Other than that, I'm proud to say I've sessioned and cleared it in the end.
Exactly. See? It's not that hard.
Minus the second turn.
So close.
So close, dude. That was a for effort right there.
Fucking hell. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Needless to say, my confidence and spirits were at an all-time high after that.
We proceed to lower Porcupine single track,
Which is not to be confused with upper Porcupine single track lower section.
which is even more of this, but now it turns into something wider, a little more exposed, less intimate, and with the looks of an off-roading route for vehicles. Also, this will be the moment where we realize we spent quite some time without hearing a combustion engine in the distance. And we realize that because now we do.
And honestly, it made quick work of my high spirits there for a short while. Somewhere between UPS lower and LPS, I kinda sorta had enough of that cheap road. It's long. Also, admittedly, I started to feel my legs a little. The lack of a longer break took its toll.
But just keep pedaling over small climbs that otherwise are no problem but now become challenges I wasn't always willing to take on.
Oh, God. Really?
Alas, we prevail
Bab.
and reach the real deal. This trail is definitely cool enough. I want to shuttle it next time without having most of the whole enchilada in my legs.
Okay. That's fun. That's fun again.
It more than deserves being ridden fresh, since it's extremely entertaining. In fact, entertaining enough to lift my spirits to where they're supposed to be when riding an iconic trail.
Okay, I'm detecting a certain yeah, whatever attitude in my line choice, which leads to all forms of progression and only sometimes broken bones. Ugh! God damn it, okay. High line next time.
Tech, flow, views, it was all there and made what was behind me definitely worth it. Next time, I still may want to tackle that one on its own.
Oh, nice. That was cool. Ooh, cool. Okay, good thing I had no time at all to think about this. What the hell did just happen? Ooh. Holy shit! I did not think I got that.
And then we reach the bottom, and the whole thing is over. A short pedal back via the neat bike path along the river, and we reach the parking lot where the shuttle picked us up some 7 hours earlier. I consider myself extremely fortunate to have been able to ride this thing in its entirety, and to be reminded that even in dire times, there is beauty in this world. Depending on weather and trail conditions, shuttles don't always run all the way to the top, but in our case, we got to ride, indeed, the whole enchilada.
Have you ridden the whole enchilada? Or do you want to? Which one of the two different kind of mountain bike rider are you? Let me know in the comments. Next week, we'll talk about a completely different side of Moab and something that's been on my bucket list ever since before I started riding mountain bikes. Slick rock. If you don't want to miss it, make sure to like and subscribe and ring that bell.
Until then, thanks for watching. Pedal hard.
Going for it.